Welcome to Black Book TV, where we spotlight Houston's best Black-owned businesses.
I just want to see Black businesses do well. That's it.
Yeah.
Because you're basically telling them, like, I'm necessary.
You are.
One thing about God, he will give you the vision.
What's up, Black Bookers, and welcome back to another episode of Black Book TV, where we highlight some of the most awesome, amazing businesses and entrepreneurs. Today, we have a very special guest. I like to call him Coach, my man, John Austin. John is the owner of Austin Business Strategies. He's been a pivotal figure in helping businesses navigate the complexities of strategic planning and development. With the wealth of experience and a keen understanding of the business landscape, Austin Business Strategies offers invaluable insights and solutions to businesses looking to thrive in today's competitive market. We're excited to learn more about John's journey and the impact of his work. Welcome.
Welcome, brother. Appreciate y'all having me here, man. Shout out to everybody with Black Book. Shout out to Houston. Shout out to the Houston business community overall, man. Y'all put in a lot of work. So we try to help y'all make that journey a little bit easier.
Yes, sir, man. We appreciate it. We appreciate you having it. We appreciate you being here, and we, grateful and thankful to have you here. So kind of introduce yourself and tell the people, like, what inspired you to start Austin Business Strategies?
Wow. Really, there was no inspiration outside of it had to happen. Mm-hmm. 2005-06, got laid off at Baylor College of Medicine. I was a research coordinator at the time. Real estate was a kind of a part-time thing. Been doing it since I was a kid. So being in healthcare was great. Having a real estate background was great. John Austin, CEO, Austin Business Strategies, the Bank-Ready brand. We'll get into that later on about what Bank-Ready really means and how that came about. But got into real estate development. I was actually speaking at a chamber meeting, and one of the guys in Dallas called me like a year later. And he's like, we need a minority developer to come up here to Dallas, XYZ. I'm like, bet, because sales kind of slow, whatever. I packed my bags that Friday, headed up. About a week later, we had a letter of intent to work with the city of Dallas and that infrastructure that's up there. Fast forward, which was great. I mean, we went all over the U.S., all over the globe with that project to bring green technology here. Around 2012, we exited that project. It just got too big. It's like $1.2 billion.
Oh, wow.
Was the size.
Okay.
Yeah. But I wasn't ready for it.
Yeah.
Way too big. Colleagues of mine started asking questions about how can I help them with certain little things in their business.
Got you.
I say little, but it really was big, like either strategy, banking options, performance, things of that nature. And come to find out that's consulting.
Right.
Like, you're going to pay me 50 grand or 100 grand to do that. Yeah. But they think of it as, hey, we don't have it. We don't need to go look for anybody. We know you do it. Come on, under 1099, whatever. And that's really where it started.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. So you said that was kind of 2005?
2005 was when we kicked off in entrepreneurship land, if you will, when I got laid off. Getting into that project, we got hot and heavy around 08, 09, during the mortgage crisis.
Yeah, so about 15 years. So you've been doing this for, you can say at least 15 years, well over 15 years.
18 plus now.
Right. So during that time, I'm sure you had several different clients. Like, what are some of the common challenges that you see that small businesses face?
Challenges number one, we don't research before we jump out there.
Okay.
I tell people, keep your day job.
Yeah.
Don't quit.
Yeah.
Don't quit the day job. I get it, though. I get it. Trust me, I get it. Now, if you get laid off like I did and you got to jump out there, I understand. But the challenges are you're going up a slippery slope if you don't research where you're about to jump out into.
Right.
And there's ways to do that, to understand where you're at and start cutting your teeth a little bit before you just make sure whatever you're about to get into, look, I got to pay the bills with this thing.
Right.
And not understanding the business of what you're about to jump into. There's ways to research that as well. There's other hurdles we face, but it starts there. If we research our market better and understand the banking behind what it's going to need for that runway, a lot of issues we face wouldn't happen.
Right. Now, when you say research, the market, what are some tips that you can give, like somebody who may be considering, hey, man, I want to quit my job. I thought I, would enjoy this, but I'm not really enjoying this. I have this great idea. I know it's going to work because I see all of these people on Instagram posting stuff and making it look so cool and it looks so easy. So, like, what advice would you give to somebody on how to research their market, and even touch on like the social media aspect of how, you know, you have a lot of entrepreneurs and quote unquote consultants and, you know, all of these people that just make this stuff look so easy.
Yeah, man. Golly. Yeah. It's funny because you'll see them behind the YouTube camera like this, but you don't see them in the actual spaces they consult on. There's a lot of government contract folks that have great YouTube channels.
Right.
I never see y'all at these conferences I'm at. I don't know. I'm in Houston. Houston's big. I'm at all these events. Like, where y'all at? But you know, there's marketing in it that's actually doing it. So I'm glad we're here to talk about it. So NAICS.com, NAICS.com, North American Industry Classification System. That is the one site, if we delve deep into it, gives you all the market research you want. Gotcha. If you're on the front page, you scroll to the bottom, there's a part that says high-risk industries, right? All the high-risk industries, stay away from those because the banks go there, market experts go there. But if you're in, say, construction or cybersecurity, whatever, you type in the Google search, whatever you are, you hit that, all the industry subcodes come up.
Right.
And under each code, when you click it, and that's where we need to go, when you click that code, it'll show you the top 10 revenue companies.
Exactly.
If we went there, that will kill a whole lot of, well, I think it'll work. No, you may think it'll work, but does the market think so?
Absolutely.
How feasible is that? And even with the SBA, before you write a business plan, you need to do a market research. It starts there. If we did that more, oh man, we'd be so much better off. Got you.
Yeah, I know. Even like when we started applying for like grants and stuff like that, they ask you for those codes, right? One of the things they also ask for is, what are some of your credentials, right? So a lot of times business owners don't even know the credentials that they need. I see it all the time in the businesses that we work with, right? It's like, hey, again, I have this great idea, this brilliant idea. I'm just phenomenal in my industry. I know this is going to work, but the infrastructure of their business a lot of times isn't set up properly. And then there's opportunities that they don't know about or they miss out on because they don't have those credentials. Can you kind of dive into like some of the credentials, even like at a lower level, that businesses should have?
So if you're going to start out, please make sure you get a CPA that's in your industry and an attorney that's in your industry. The credentials are the business certifications, like a degree. I can't say I'm an architect if I don't have my architectural certifications and degrees. Let's say I've done that type of schooling. So make sure if you are a woman-owned business, a veteran, et cetera, get those socioeconomic credentials. If you're a small business, which most of you will be, we can go into that later about what is actually small, but there's small business certifications. The reason why you want those credentials and certifications, if you don't have them, you're just kind of out there.
Right.
Well, what are you? Who are you? And how do we take these federal dollars that come to the state, that come local? They spend them according to your socioeconomic size, your statuses, et cetera, et cetera. So when we have those credentials, so on the federal side, let's say we're in Texas certifications, we've got the state ones, you've got the city ones, you've got the local ones. You've got the private sector.
Right.
Everybody should have at least a good 4 to 5 certifications that cover you in all jurisdictions. So if I'm on the federal side, if I'm local, if I'm wherever, I can play ball in those arenas. If we do just that by itself, real simple, go to SBA, go to your chambers of commerce, Tri-County Black Chamber for one, they'll help you get those certs. Oftentimes you don't have to pay for much. If you do pay, just pay for the convenience of it. But if you do that by itself, it opens up so many doors that wouldn't be open to you before.
Got you. And you kind of touched on it about how having those certifications set you up for different procurement opportunities. I know procurement opportunities can really change the landscape of a business, right? You can easily 10x, your business revenue, annual revenue, just from, having those certifications and being able to go after those procurement opportunities. You just recently did an event at TSU that I was a part of. Phenomenal event, man. Executed, 10 out of 10.
Thank you.
It was a lot of information. It was a lot of businesses there as well who I felt like really benefited from the wisdom that was brought forth not only from yourself but from the other speakers that was involved as well. Mm-hmm. Can you kind of talk about how procurement opportunities like are important? How can people or businesses get more involved in going after those different procurement opportunities, whether it's on a local level, federal level, state level, so on and so forth?
Yeah, procurement in and of itself is business. Mm. We are in the business ecosystem of exchanging dollars for goods and services. You know, I do my consulting, my firm does our consulting for magnitude of clients, you know, from your physical therapists to your architects, et cetera. Culinary, it doesn't matter. Procurement is government contracting, but let's just take the word government contracting out. I'm glad you said procurement. Mm. Procurement is an entity, agency, company, whomever, that is procuring.
Right.
Purchasing, buying, I need that service, I'm going to pay you for it. That happens everywhere.
Yes.
Amazon procures vans and people to drive them. Hospitals procure nursing services, either your W-2 or a travel nurse. So procurement, and that happens in the purchasing and procurement department. When you mentioned TSU, Brother Cephas Ward is a director in that procurement department. So when I go to TSU to engage with him, I take pictures often. That's a big symbol. The purchasing and procurement department, right? Yeah. That's where the checks get cut. Right. People try to go the sales route and this, that, and the third. If you're not in procurement's lap, that's who has the budget.
Exactly.
So the small business department or education department may say, oh, yeah, I want, Black Book to come through. Mm-hmm. Well, they got to send it over and get it approved. You have to be an approved vendor.
Exactly.
With whomever that is to get that procurement opportunity, and however they lay it out, there's different levels for that. But if we understand procurement and how businesses are done, how the business services are exchanged in this ecosystem, if it's federal with SAM.gov, GSA, whatever, to Fort Bend County, Harris County here in Houston, the parishes in Louisiana, wherever it's at, procurement at its core is business.
Gotcha.
Period. So if you're not doing it, I'm not sure what business we doing.
Right. And another cool thing about that event was I've seen so many familiar faces, right? So that's always good to know that, like you said earlier, you kind of mentioned it, like, it's a lot of people out here who talk a good talk and look good on, social media, but we don't never see them. We don't never see them outside. So it was good to see some familiar faces. But I also met people that, I've never met before. And talking to them, I'm like, okay, how did you find out about this event? And it was like, coach. And I'm like, who's coach? But then I found out, oh, John is coach. Okay, I got you. Yeah. So can you kind of talk about some of the people that you have worked with, or like share a success story of a business that you helped transform and, kind of get to that next level?
Yeah, it's so many, man, that we've worked with. Octavia Phillips, she's actually from Philadelphia. She's a sister, Delta, got her own business, been working with her for about 3 years now. And she is the #1 tattoo cream for black ink, all that.
Yeah.
So quiet as kept, she's made her way through the market. She's a biochemist.
Okay.
Smart as a whip, but has created her own products. So we helped her on the business development side. She hasn't gone through the normal government contracting procurement space because her products aren't set for that.
Gotcha.
But she was still able to be procured by the tattoo conferences and black ink and all that. So business is business.
Right.
We had to make sure we put her in position to find who is the best place for you. You got a great product. How does the world know you? Let's market it better, et cetera. So now 3 years later, she's killing it.
Yeah.
And being the #1 and then the only brand that these folks go to is phenomenal. Gerald Reese, MEP engineer, one of our most recent success stories, hadn't really hit yet. But, Mr. Reese, his son, Josh, is a former Air Force procurement officer. Another person you need to know when you get into this government space. He's spoken our praises. I actually met him on Clubhouse, his son. He was in the audience just listening.
Yeah.
And you never know who's listening.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was there, but as a small business procurement officer with the Air Force, he came on stage and just said, yeah, everything he's saying is right. And I'm like, whoa, okay.
Wow.
Who are you?
Yeah.
I don't know you, but I don't know you either, brother, but you in Houston, my dad is there. You're doing a great job. Keep it up. And we just started kind of talking from there. So you meet people just in that vein. But his dad is like a heck of a success story because he's done contract with the city, but at a certain level.
Right.
So he came on board with us via his son's endorsement. And it's like, okay, where are you trying to go?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to get here, there. I want to be on these airport contracts. I want to get with the counties and get these and be a part of these large, massive contracts. It's been about a year or so. We got him bank ready and all. He's been through the ports opportunity U. He's been through different city opportunities. Clark Construction had one. So we knew how to position him. So now he's on a massive contract with Fort Bend as an MEP engineer.
Yeah.
So he's getting the contracts that you hear about, but he's on it.
Yeah.
And we had to help him out with his SAM registration. There's some crazy stuff happened with that. So those are two major success stories. Shout out to everybody else who has one.
Yeah.
Don't get mad at me. I just had to mention those two.
Yeah.
Had to mention the woman, had to mention, we got veterans that we've worked with. It's just a lot.
I know we'll be here all day. We're trying to go through all these success stories.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah.
It's a good problem to have, but they're happy clients. They follow the process. They didn't buck the system. And if I say go left, he didn't question it.
Got you.
And there's a lot of that can happen, but just follow the leader, because I'm in rooms that most people want to be in.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. But yeah, so those are two success stories.
Got you. I know you said they follow the process. Can you kind of share a little bit? I don't want you to give away too much of your secret sauce and anything like that, but just kind of share a little bit of like, what's your process? Like, what's the process of, hey, I want to work with Coach, or I want to work with John at Austin Business Strategies. Like, what does that process look like? How are you helping businesses set goals, reach their milestones, and things of that nature?
So we've got 4 pillars that we are really our success pillars. Planning, strategy, credentials that we mentioned, and positioning. 4. When a business comes to us, I'm always, there's a certain questionnaire that we have them fill out. Answering those questions tells me where you are, where you've been, how you got where you're at, and where you're trying to go.
Gotcha.
If I know those things, in my mind of procurement, I'm thinking federal, state, local, there's SLED opportunities, state, local education. So I'm like, where do they need to be in this ecosystem of business, and how do we position them ultimately? Because if I can get you at the table,
right,
the right credentials, the right paperwork, the right banking, you understand the plan, the roadmap, and the strategy to implement, I've done my job.
Got you.
I'm not going to purposely win you a contract, because I can't do that or guarantee that. But if I got you where you need to be and you couldn't have done it on your own, we're fine.
Right.
So we take you through what's the plan, how to strategically implement that plan, where do we go and who do we go after? Because in a world of 1,000 agencies and companies, which one has the need for what you do?
Yes.
And how you offer it and how you work, your mission, vision, do they collide? All those things. Make sure you got the right certification and credentials. And then let's position you accordingly within their procurement cycle, because everybody's procurement cycle is different.
Yeah.
May, I think City of Houston's fiscal year just started. The federal year ends in October. So everybody buys differently. So there's a lot for any small business to try to figure out.
Right.
But we just forget all that. Here's the system. It works, obviously. And after 18 years in this space, we just know it too well. And I've studied ad nauseum, still do. And then with AI here too, we know how to implement that as well. So that's the secret sauce without saying it, but saying it.
Got you.
Yeah,
Got you.
yeah.
It kind of goes into my next question, but before I go into that question, I want to kind of hit on your model is a solid model. And it sounds like it fits within any industry. Are there any clients that you don't take?
Oh, yeah. We turn a lot down. Oh, yeah. I mean, first, if you're not teachable and coachable, I don't care how great you are.
Yeah.
I can't help you.
Yeah.
And we've tried. I've bumped my head. Shout out to Kendra, my right hand. She's told me a couple of times, sir, when I hear that, I go, damn, what I did. I did something. But again, she helps right the ship.
Got you.
So there's people we can't help, people that just aren't teachable and coachable. There are some that are in the space. Can we help everybody? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can help anybody get funded. I can help anybody get into a contracting space, anybody. But some people think they're smarter than the system. I'm like, you want to be over here? I'm here. You're there. What are we doing? But there's some industries that are high risk. We got to be careful with logistics and transportation. Trucking's a funny. It's a funny one. There are just some industries that don't coexist with your average procurement opportunities. Those high risk opportunities, those high risk businesses, those are funny to deal with. Those are the ones we stay away from necessarily.
Gotcha.
Some of your startups, which we have a program for that now. But if you're a startup trying to be here, start here.
Gotcha.
Then go there. So I may not directly work with you, but indirectly we have a kind of a roadmap for you to work through.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but that's mainly who we can't work with.
I got you. I like that. And then for the question that I was referring to earlier, you kind of talked about AI. What and it could be AI, but like what future trends do you see that is kind of shaping the business landscape?
AI for sure. Mm-hmm. It's retail now.
Retail.
Yeah. So when I say retail, you've got startup R&D. If you go to fpds.gov, the Federal Procurement Data System, and you type in artificial intelligence in the search bar, you'll probably find data research late 70s, early 80s. Mm-hmm. Artificial intelligence at certain universities, certain military, government, all that. It's been around. We've been using it for almost 4.5 years now.
Gotcha.
It started out as an email tool to where everybody's got a business psychology. There's 4 groups. And I say something, everybody's going to hear it differently. But with AI, if I can make it the wording fit how you hear, so when I'm sending an email out, it's me sending it, but not really.
Right.
So
I get it.
That was the first part of it, and I would use it for other things. But AI for sure. At least understand prompt engineering. At least that. How to prompt the tool you're using to make it efficient in its processes for your business.
Gotcha.
Just handle with this. Number 2, please start studying capital improvement projects and their guidance the next 5 years, next 10 years out. That'll tell you right there. When the government does their spin every April or so, there's always the next year focus for the budget. Whitehouse.gov, all that. Start looking for where things headed. Technology is here, it's not going anywhere. So how can you, even if you got a W-2, take some form of technology and be a subject matter expert in that space? Google, NVIDIA, Microsoft have free AI courses. Take them. What used to happen, World War II, all of that, some of that, those industries aren't going to be around like they used to be. So for entrepreneurship, how fast can you hit the market with what you're doing and take up some market share? Not a whole lot, but it really gives some value in that space. Faster than most. We can't fluff no more. Yeah. We can't be hype. Oh, I think it's going to, no. Right. By the time you think it's going to work, it's gone. Yeah. So that's why I say for entrepreneurs, if I'm going to say anything more innovative, using AI, use it to do better research and critical thinking. If you can enhance your critical thinking skills, no matter what industry you're in, you'll be better off. And if we don't do that and don't read enough and follow the right concepts in that vein, we'll be okay. But if we don't, I'm gonna say 2 years from now, you'll be a dinosaur. Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. Now, you've given a lot of great information. A lot of it has been for current business owners, right? I know that people who are thinking about opening up their own business, some of that information can apply to them as well. But what advice would you give to somebody who hasn't yet started a business, but they're looking to start a business? Okay, so first of all, if you're new to the entrepreneurship landscape, your mindset as a CEO. Well, I'm just a one-person show. Well, yes. And in this landscape, you can be lean and be a $40 million business with only 10 people. It doesn't have to be a lot. So what is your vision going to be as a CEO? How are you going to go from 1 to 3 to maybe 5 or 7? That's fine. But get your mindset together, get around other people in that space. Like go to the Chamber of Commerce, go to the SBA, go to your Apex accelerators, go to the different forums that are happening right in your backyard. And just sit tight and enjoy listening to other business owners. Go to Urban League, go to the supplier councils, go to those spaces where business is actually happening. And if you want to be in a certain industry, we'll follow those people. See what their YouTube channels are and ask them for their advice of who they follow. Do that first before you even jump out. That's going to affect your mindset and how you see the industry because you'll be in it. Not to worry about trying to close no deal, do no sales, nothing. And most of my clients, from Octavia to Gerald, I tell them to do the same thing. Go sit in the room, just be quiet. Come to the TSU event.
Yeah.
Sit in the back and just watch. Because you saw a lot. You didn't say anything.
Right.
I told so many people to do that and go to the tables, and you want to ask people, why are you here? What brought you here? What is this thing for you? This is what I'm looking to do. And most people are scared to talk to people.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
And if you do that by itself, it'll put you in a mindset of, okay, take notes.
Yeah.
Follow up with them right away. Hey, it's great to meet you at the procurement forum. It's great to meet you at this, at that. What's next for you?
Yeah.
Where do you think I should be? People will give you way more than you realize.
Yes.
Just asking those simple
Yes.
questions.
Yes. I don't know about y'all, but right now I'm enjoying this conversation. Like, it's so much information, so many key gems. Like, we actually, you talk about people being afraid to talk to each other.
Mm-hmm.
We actually met at Edward Pollard's fundraiser. He was having a fundraiser.
That's true.
And I just sat down at the table and I was like, hey, man, you know, my name is Jeremy Kraft. This is what I do. What do you do? And we just talked. We talked for maybe like 30 minutes or an hour.
Yeah,
and man, like you're absolutely right. A lot of people are afraid to talk to people, but in order for us to be successful, we have to get up, you know what I'm saying, open our mouth, talk to people, shake hands, greet, network, you know, the whole nine.
Have to.
And when I met you, we like dove right into Austin business strategies, right? Because I was so impressed with what you do. And, you know, I was telling you a little bit about Black Book Houston and, you know, how we work with Black-owned businesses and things of that nature. What are some of the services that you can provide? You kind of hit on different things, but I want to talk about the Black-owned businesses because I know you provide for businesses of any stature, any nature, but specifically for the people on Black Book Houston platform. I'm asking this for y'all, you know what I mean? How can they get involved to connect with Austin Business Strategies to get some of those services that you provide and hone in on that wisdom that you have over there?
Yeah. First, I would say go to our YouTube channel, go to IG, go to LinkedIn, and just start, you know, getting involved with just how the message is being presented. Listen to me talk about other things that I've talked about. Scroll through, spend some time doing that, so you get an idea of where I'm coming from. Wherever you're starting, there's a questionnaire that we have. Fill it out. Be okay with taking time to fill out certain questionnaires because it took me, I'd say probably 12 years. Every year I change it, I tweak it. So it's getting those answers. I understand exactly where you need to be and where you're at, especially for us. Again, I'm a Black man, country boy from Louisiana. Made it to where I'm at. So I've been able to take advantage of different opportunities, work my ass off to get it. You know, but I get where we're going.
Right.
I get the narrative that's being spun. I get all what happens to us as a culture. So you may not hear me say certain things, or like when we talk about, I don't say certain things on purpose because I don't want to put things out there. But I understand the political aspect. I get it. I don't say it, but I get it. So for us, I know exactly what Black culture needs. Shout out to Fearless Fun. Sis, I need to talk to you. I know what's going on, but nobody's telling you.
Yeah.
You heard it on Black Book first. Sister with Fearless Fun, I need to talk to you because there's some things that's happening that I could fix. Black Book, help me.
Fearless Fun, we got you.
Oh, yeah. But for us, man, especially for our sisters and for our brothers, the 4 pillars are industry agnostic, yes. But if we did it as a people and got the right certifications we needed, and position ourselves correctly, you would be a stronger Black CEO in a better position to do what you do. Because you could blow past any racial barrier if you had a right plan and strategy for what you're trying to do. And in that strategy, this is so important for us, I hope. Okay. It's so important for us. Quit following bad advice about, I don't need a business plan. Don't say that, because you say that too loud in the wrong room. People are like, I don't do business. You ain't even planning this thing out. So how can I give you $1 million, $10 million, $50 million, which is not that far-fetched, and you even haven't planned this out?
Right.
No, you're not responsible with this money. Because your mindset is jacked up. You don't even have a plan. Where's the strategy going to come from? There's a word called strategic planning, but 2 words: plan. Write it down from what I got up here and what I researched, the strategy to implement it. I got my credentials together, and now let me position myself, Black man, Black woman, on how to really get this thing done with the agencies or companies I need to work with. period. Because there are some agencies and companies that may not favor you as well.
Right.
And you trying to knock down a door that ain't letting you in.
Yeah.
Or you trying to go through this door, you should go back that door.
Yeah.
You can work with Amazon, a Google, a Microsoft, a JP Morgan. I'm working with them now, Bank of America, all of them. But there's a thing called being a minority supplier on the private side. Don't go through the front door because they're not going to know what you're talking about. But if you want to be a supplier with their Fortune 500 companies, there's a massive opportunities for that.
Yeah.
They're looking for you over there.
Yeah.
So there's ways that we can do that. And Bank Ready was technically set up for us initially anyway.
Yeah.
So there's a lack of access to capital. We keep saying it, keep hearing. I think I mentioned it earlier. There is no lack of access to capital. It's not.
Yeah.
We don't know how to talk bank, and we don't know how to talk business. To where if you knew certain things and how to talk about your cash flow and your cash burn and your different ratios, and explain that to a bank in your business plan, in your story, and how you would debt service that. Say that same story to anybody else that you're pitching your business to, that's a viable business because the data says so. And if we talk more from data that we research, we can make it swag out. We do that naturally.
Yeah.
But boy, if we have something backing us,
Yeah.
like quit telling people don't go to college. Quit saying all that. It's like it don't make sense in a space where you want the industry to pay you, but you don't want to do the things that a secondary education can bring you.
Right.
It's not a scam if you know how to work it.
Absolutely.
So I would tell us to try to be careful following bad advice because that's what really gets us in trouble.
Yeah.
You follow, and I get it. If I can say this,
Say it.
I get the fact that we've been struggling for a while.
Yeah.
I see my grandparents struggle. It hurts my heart now that on my mom's side, grandparents were farmers, agriculture. They still haven't gotten paid, but they've been owed.
Wow.
I see it coming, but it hurts me because it's like it didn't dawn on me until I started going to LSU, and something came up in the news. My brother called me, and we were talking about it, and I was like, so mom had to go work in the fields in the summer, September, October. Well, the white farmers didn't have to do that. But I'm thinking that's just how it was. No, what it was they didn't get paid like the white farmers did.
Yeah, so the white farmers didn't have to.
No.
Because they were already paid.
So we had to work it ourselves.
Yeah.
It's still happening to this day. In Lawtell, Louisiana, working in farms, I did it over the summer.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it was just life. No, that's because y'all, okay. That's really what made this whole bank ready thing come up. Because I'm like, no, the money's out there.
Yeah.
We just have to figure out how to speak bank, be bankable, and know how to go after the right institutions that have the money. Got you.
And can you please talk about Bank Ready? Like, let's dive into that.
So Bank Ready is the registered trademark brand owned by Austin Business Strategies, right? Make sure your trademark is owned by your LLC or your corp. I don't get into all this trust stuff. That's something different. But Bank Ready, twofold. Yes, when you hear it, yes, I'm making you ready for the bank. But secondarily, I'm making you bankable for the marketplace.
Gotcha.
Which is what we really aren't about. So, I mean, we are about, but the entrepreneurship as a whole, entrepreneurs themselves have to be more bankable.
Gotcha.
So that business idea that we always hear, I know it's going to work. I don't care what you know here, because that's you. What does the market say?
Right.
If I throw your market idea out there, what will the market say back? Treat it like dating. You may like him or her. Boy, she's fine. Boy, he is handsome. Boy, you know.
Right.
And you want her, you want him, whatever. But she ain't got time for you.
Yeah.
She don't like you like that.
Yeah.
But I know, man, if I can just get her to sit, if I can just get him to see me, yeah, it's like, but treat the business the same way.
Right.
Does the market, and when we think about it like that, being bank ready, am I ready to go out and do what I say this business can do? If the only way you're going to be ready for it is if the road is open for you to drive down. So we driving down the wrong road, or we trying to go around businesses that we think the Lord told us to, whatever we be doing, we do the most sometimes. And it's our people, anybody. But what Bank Ready is, it's a proven financial model. We use AI and Python coding, all that. I take all of your information, put into our tool. I take the industry information, put into our tool, which is already there. And then it spits out this 16-tab spreadsheet. every bank I've sat with, and I've sat with a few, let's just say JP Morgan, Bank of America, when they see it, they're like, wait, hold up. What is that? Oh, we need that. We need, and I keep clicking, they're like, and I've had high-level bankers be like, oh, wait, hold up. I'm like, yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you there's nobody in the industry that has that tool.
Got you. So with Bank Ready, it's essentially you're providing a service for your clients, right?
Yeah.
Where you're analyzing all of their information so that they can be more bankable, right?
So when we go,
but not only just more bankable, just so they can you pretty much analyzing their financial structure and looking at here's their strengths, here's their weaknesses. This is where we're going to help you improve at, that sort of thing. Here's where you need to be, basically.
Yeah. It all starts on the financial side.
Got you.
We end up touching the operational side on each end, because once you get the money, how do we implement?
Right.
So if your systems and operations aren't working in that industry, to be succinct and very fluid, then it doesn't matter how much money you get.
Got you.
Because you got to be able to debt service it. So Bank Ready, yes, I'm getting you the money. I'm making sure that your numbers make sense to the bank so you can talk to the bank. Everybody that walks into the bank with that spreadsheet, the bank's like, okay,
yeah.
Then I'll tell you what to say.
Yeah.
The bank's, okay, you need this credit card, this loan, this. This account, I even tell you what bank to go talk to. You talk to the wrong banks too. The wrong bankers. That's a whole nother thing. Yeah. Notice who was at the TSU event. Notice which banker I had on the panel.
Yeah.
Notice who was in the audience.
Yeah.
That's who we need to talk to.
Got
and they look like us too.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even if they don't, but a lot of them do.
Yeah. And I know one of them personally. I'm gonna have him on the.
Got you. Yeah. My man's cool guy. That whole team, man, is just phenomenal. Yeah. And they're like that all over the country.
Yeah.
Not just here in Houston.
Right.
So you find that right, business relationship manager, that right consultant, et cetera, and they're there. We're even trying to help them get out there more. So Jamie Diamond, got to talk to you. But being bank ready is just that. I want to make sure people really understand what that is. You think you know where to go, none of this no doc stuff, all this other stuff you see on social media, stop all that. Because you'd be surprised how many procurement officers and how many bankers are really mad at the misinformation on YouTube.
Yes.
So I'm glad you're allowing this to get out.
Yes. Because
they get really upset. I've had more federal procurement officers and bankers send me clips of YouTube videos upset. There's legal action going on against somebody on YouTube now. I can't say a whole lot about it. I can't even say what genre, but let's just say it has to deal with money, and this person is saying things that they're having to try to retract. Misinformation. So if your numbers in banking work and you can show how to debt service the money you're asking for, some of y'all are asking for too little. You're asking for too little. You're asking the wrong bank first. There's a growth pattern with your banks, and there's a growth pattern with your business.
Yeah.
And if we start the right way on both sections, that's the proper positioning.
Yeah.
So I would say if people came through Bank Ready, we would increase Black funding by probably 70%.
Yeah.
70. So imagine 70% of the Black businesses in Houston got funding.
Yeah.
Florida, Cali, Midwest, everywhere. 70% of Black businesses got funded.
That would change the landscape a lot. We have a huge impact.
Black Book would do that.
Yeah.
We would show them how to buy businesses over trying to start from zero.
Yeah.
It's another conversation we can have. If we did that as a whole, now the money we put behind political actions, which is fine, super PACs and all that, with an agenda, you got more businesses that are saying, hey, I'll vote you, I'll put you in office, but this is what we need.
Exactly.
If agenda, money, follow it.
Yeah.
If we did that as business owners, now you got stake in your city. Federal projects, whatever we have going on. We put the right attorneys in, we put the right judges in. That's business. Yeah. Not political, it's just business.
It's just business.
You put in who you want for your jurisdiction to make sure that your policies and your plans and your...
Because while we're not doing it, somebody else is. There's another group that's doing it.
A lot of groups are doing it. Yeah. And we're honestly, we're this far away, but we're really about this close.
Yeah.
Honestly, we are. Because we don't see each other graduating from college and getting positions and starting businesses. If we start seeing that more often, especially with Black Book, what you're doing, and I hope this thing gets really, really massive, working with other podcasting, other outlets, but letting Black Book lead the way. Man, we would just knock the balls off this thing because we're not far. Yeah. And our kids are right there watching. Yeah. And if they see two brothers speaking about the same thing, and what I'm saying is not hard.
It's not.
I don't think I made anybody break a sweat yet.
It's not.
And what I'm telling you to do, you can do in your backyard.
Yeah.
For a lot of times freer. Go do these other things before you come talk to us. Do all of that first. Follow me. Go check out what I'm saying to go first. Go do that first. Then invest in your business and what we're putting you through so you're not having to try to figure it out. We ain't got time to figure it out. It's already laid out. We figured it out for what we don't know. So to your point, man, if we can do that as a people, we invent everything anyway. We create everything anyway. We don't need anything but us to slow the heck down and be more fundamentally sound in business. And our business acumen has to kick up. We try to do things a little too swaggy sometimes, but we got to put more solid business fundamentals behind it. If we can do that and be around the right business people, we'll be all right.
Cool. Well, I hope y'all have enjoyed this conversation as much as I have. Man, we definitely got to do a part 2.
Okay.
We definitely got to do a part 2.
Okay.
Because there's some things that I want to get into further.
All right.
But we definitely got to do a part 2. But we're running out of time. I just want to say thank you again for coming on. We appreciate, you for being willing to share all of these gems.
Anytime.
Like, this is some valuable information. Like, people pay for this stuff. You know what I mean? And y'all just got it for free. Right. So we definitely appreciate them. Tell the people where they can find you, how they can, support you, find you, and get in contact with you.
No doubt. YouTube channel is called Bank Ready. So you look at Bank Ready as a name. AustinBusinessStrategies.com is our website. Everything flows through there. My LinkedIn page, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all of it's there. Definitely hit the site. Help us out with those Google reviews there. But everything starts at our website as our main hub, and then YouTube channel, etc. I'll be out and around a lot this fall. So we'll have events happening here in the city of Houston. Cool. There's going to be some national things that we'll be doing, so keep your eyes peeled. And just those YouTube videos, let me know what y'all think. But that's the best way to find me.
Cool. Well, it's been real. It's been another episode of Black Book TV. Make sure that you're following us, like, share, comment, all that good stuff. And it's at Black Book Houston on all social media platforms. And our website is www.blackbookhouston.com. We look forward to seeing you check out the businesses on our platform. Make sure that you're supporting them as well. And once again, thank you, Coach. It's been real.
Yeah, man.
Peace.